BadHost, tracked as CVE 2026-48710, is a critical authentication bypass in Starlette. The key issue is that a single malformed HTTP header can undermine authentication and potentially expose an entire AI application stack. Because Starlette sits underneath FastAPI and many Python-based AI backends, a flaw at this layer carries serious impact. This is the kind of vulnerability that turns a small parsing mistake into a major security event. This CVE was identified through work by X41 D-Sec and an OSTIF audit, and it was published on May 22, 2026. The main takeaway from this slide is simple. This is a high-severity, infrastructure-level weakness with broad implications for modern AI services. BadHost is a critical authentication bypass in Starlette, the ASGI framework that powers FastAPI and a large share of Python-based AI backends. Because Starlette is so widely used, a flaw here can impact millions of deployed systems. At the core of the issue is how Starlette builds request.url. It concatenates the HTTP host header with the request path, but it does not validate the host header content first. That means an attacker can supply a malformed host value and influence how the application interprets the request. This vulnerability is tracked as CVE 2026-48710 and rated critical. It affects Starlette versions earlier than 1.0.1. The impact is especially serious because the flaw can lead to authentication bypass through host header injection. In practical terms, a single malformed header can be enough to gain unauthorized access. Here's how the exploit works. The key issue is that two parts of the framework are looking at the path in two different ways. The middleware makes its security decision based on request.url.path, but that value can be influenced or poisoned by a crafted request. The router, on the other hand, uses the raw HTTP request line, which is the actual path the server will route to. That mismatch creates the bypass. The middleware thinks the request is going to a harmless path, so it allows it, but the router still delivers the request to a protected destination like /admin. So a normal request to a protected route gets blocked, as expected, but an attack request can present one path to the middleware and a different effective path to the router. The result is that access control is enforced on the wrong value. That's what makes this so dangerous. One manipulated header and even a single character difference can be enough to turn a blocked request into a successful authentication bypass. AI infrastructure is especially exposed here because the vulnerable pattern shows up in the exact frameworks many teams use to build and serve modern AI systems. A big part of that is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. It requires OAuth discovery endpoints that are intentionally unauthenticated and published at well-known paths. On their own, those endpoints are meant to help clients find authorization metadata, but when an attacker can influence the host header, those predictable public paths become extremely useful. They act like a skeleton key because the application may trust and process information from a location the attacker controls. That matters because this isn't limited to one niche tool. FastAPI is the foundation for a huge number of Python-based AI backends. VLLM and LightLLM are widely used for inference serving and gateway-style proxying, and frameworks like Google ADK, RayServe, and BentoML are common in agent development and model serving pipelines. So the risk is not just theoretical, it sits in the core plumbing of AI applications across development kits, serving layers, and gateway components. And with more than 400,000 dependent GitHub repositories in the blast radius, the scale of potential exposure is significant. What makes this especially serious is that these were not lab environments or toy demos. X41 D-Sec scanned real production systems and found exposure across multiple high-impact targets. That included clinical trial databases with sensitive patient health data, full mailbox access at SaaS providers where an attacker could read, send, or delete email, and live identity data such as passports and other personally identifiable information. They also found access to AWS topology maps, cloud architecture details, distributed traces, and hiring pipelines containing candidate data, subscriber lists, and mass email capability. The most dangerous example is industrial access. In some cases, SSH was reachable through bastion hosts, which creates a path from a web-facing weakness to remote code execution on physical industrial control systems. The key point on this slide is scope. This is not just about data leakage. It can become account compromise, infrastructure mapping, operational disruption, and in the worst case, direct impact on real-world systems. What makes this vulnerability especially difficult to catch is that nothing looks obviously broken when you inspect each layer on its own. The issue lives in the interaction between components, not inside a single codebase. An ASGI server passes the raw host header through, which is valid behavior under the HTTP specification. Starlette then uses that host header to rebuild URLs, which is also a reasonable design choice. And middleware authors often treat request.url.path as the canonical path, because that is standard practice in many applications. Individually, those choices make sense, but when they combine in just the wrong way, an exploit appears at the seam between layers. That is why automated tooling often misses this class of bug. A scanner, linter, or fuzzer may validate each component separately and still fail to see the architectural risk. Finding this kind of vulnerability requires reviewing how trust is passed across boundaries and how assumptions in one layer can become dangerous when another layer interprets the same data differently. On this slide, the key idea is separating patterns that are naturally resistant from patterns that create risk. On the safe side, fast API depends and security are good examples because enforcement happens at the root level. That means authorization is tied to the actual root being executed, not to a path string that could be interpreted incorrectly. Starlette's requires decorator is also a strong pattern for the same reason. It evaluates access against the real root object, which makes it much harder for malformed request data to influence the decision. Another protective pattern is putting a reverse proxy in front of the application. Tools like Nginx, Caddy, Trafic, and HAProxy can reject malformed host headers before that traffic ever reaches your app. On the vulnerable side, the biggest red flag is custom base HTTP middleware that trusts request.url.path for access control decisions. If middleware is making security choices from that value, it becomes a primary attack surface. Path allow list checks are another common problem. If the logic is basically checking whether the path is in a public paths list using request.url.path, that can be bypassed under the wrong conditions, and directly exposed ASGI servers increase the risk even more. That's especially common in development, staging, or self-hosted inference environments where there's no proxy in front to filter malformed requests first. So the practical takeaway is simple. Root-aware enforcement is generally safe, while string-based path checks in middleware are where things become dangerous. To mitigate this issue, start by updating Starlette to version 1.0.1 or later. The patch hardens host header handling by validating it against the relevant RFCs, and if the value is malformed, it safely falls back to scope server data instead. Next, use scope path instead of request.url.path inside middleware. That matters because the ASGI scope path is taken directly from the HTTP request line and cannot be poisoned the same way. A reverse proxy is also an important layer of defense. Put something like NGIX, Caddy, Trafic, or HAProxy in front of every ASGI server, not just in production, but in development and staging as well. And finally, scan for exposure. You can use the free scanner at badhost.org or run semgrep or CodeQL rules from X41's repository to identify vulnerable patterns in your codebase. BadHost is bigger than a single vulnerability. It highlights a broader pattern in AI security. A lot of the ecosystem was built for speed. MCP servers are now trusted with access to email, databases, and even industrial systems, but the security model around them often hasn't matured at the same pace. There's also the issue of transitive trust. When a foundational package is used at massive scale, one flaw can spread risk across millions of deployments almost immediately. That's the reality of modern software supply chains. Another key point is that automation has limits. Some of the most dangerous bugs don't live inside one component. They appear in the seams between layers, where frameworks, proxies, headers, and application logic interact. Those issues are often hard for static analysis and fuzzing to catch. And finally, patching is necessary, but it does not automatically mean safe. Once a proof of concept is public and the attack is easy to automate, exposure can remain for a long time because vulnerable versions are still running in production. The practical lesson is to design for defense in depth. Dependency updates matter, but they should be only one layer of protection. The key takeaway here is how small the flaw is compared to how large the impact can be. CVE 2026-48710, also known as BadHost, is rated critical, and it affects Starlette versions below 1.0.1, a package with massive adoption. What makes this especially dangerous is the exploit path. A single malformed HTTP header can lead to an authentication bypass. That means the attacker is not breaking crypto or chaining together a complex series of bugs. They're exploiting a parsing edge case at the boundary where systems decide who to trust. The impact reaches well beyond one framework. This can affect MCP servers, VLLM, Light LLM, and fast API-based applications, which puts a lot of AI infrastructure in scope. The immediate fix is straightforward. Upgrade to Starlette 1.0.1 or later, and put a properly configured reverse proxy in front of exposed services. If you need to assess exposure, the badhost.org scanner is a useful starting point. The bigger lesson is the one at the bottom of the slide. One character can be enough to get past the front door. In security, the seams matter most, especially where headers, proxies, frameworks, and auth logic meet. Trust nothing, validate everything, and pay close attention to those boundaries.